that Jake and KSI did similar numbers. I don't know that that's the case anymore.
Such insecure clowns, weight is quality. Alright. KSI called out Wade Plem. I hope that's how you say his name. I don't actually know how to say his name. This is a topic that I kind of just got introduced to today when I'm making the stream. I don't know much about the boxing scene, which is what this is about, and I don't know much about KSI and, you know, everything like that. But I thought that this was kind of a funny story, and I don't know how wrong this Wade guy is. So I'm going to ask, you know, it's like, if you think I'm wrong about this, and I'm going to give my opinions on why I think he's right here in a second, and what he's saying. But, you know, if I got something wrong, I'm not familiar with the boxing scene enough to know, like, these things, but if I got something wrong, please feel free to comment and say, like, no, you did get this wrong, okay? So, KSI calls out Wade Plem after he doesn't disagree that Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury outsells KSI versus Jake Paul. So it's talking about numbers.
This year, and we heard from Jake in the Impulsive podcast, he does not think that the KSI fight sells like a Tommy Fury rematch and a Floyd Mayweather fight. And I don't know that I can disagree with him right now. I don't, because they pulled some legitimately crazy numbers. And while I used to be on the train that Jake and KSI did similar numbers, I don't know that that's the case anymore. And is this year.
Okay. So basically what he's saying is that the numbers probably aren't, you know, there's not going to be the numbers that KSI versus Jake Paul would have. I don't know how wrong he is about that. You know, KSI and Jake Paul both have very kid audiences who probably can't afford to do these pay-per-view boxing matches. You know, they're really just appealing to the more adults in their audience who will sit down and like boxing and stuff like that. So I don't know how wrong he is about that, but here is KSI's response. This man acts like he knows everything about boxing. He does not know shit. You're not that guy. Can't believe Sharky let the snake into my box. F off. This Wade guy plays all sides, trying to please everyone. You are so fake. Oh my god. Fuck you and everything you stand for, you two-faced. I can't say that word. Man, fuck Wade. And that's all coming from KSI, who, KSI addresses this in a new tweet. To you, it's an overreaction, but to me, oh wait, do I have it backwards? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. I don't know why. I understand I ruffle some feathers at Misfits with my take on things, but I don't, and I never switched up on you in personal or online. My opinions of a potential fight don't reflect my opinions of you as a person or a fighter. I've always respected you as both. KSI responds, to you it's an overreaction, but to me it's a build-up for a lot of things behind the scenes. You can have a public opinion, but don't come to me on a switch-up when you see me in person. Sorry for my outburst, but I'm human. I'm going to get angry sometimes. Wade responds to this to this drama alert tweet. My opinions around the tag team idea was never hate. I had concerns over its safety and rule set, and I never needed to see it happen. When I saw it, I gladly found that those precautions were taken. I'm not sure where JJ is getting this, but behind the scenes, I said the same thing. And this is in response to this KSI tweet. The initial hatred towards the tag team boxing that he put out publicly, but privately loved the idea. He literally just says and does whatever the public want to hear, while privately trying to please everyone. I'm done with it. Be true to yourself publicly and privately towards me. And now KSI does apologize. I'm sorry for my tweets. It was out of character. We've already spoken privately, but I wanted to publicly apologize to Wade. Now this is where Kavos comes in, and Kavos says, Lamau, the backlash got too much. Remember how hard they fought to justify what they were doing. They only are sorry because there's no other way out. Remember how they were pushing Wade was bad behind the scenes? This has been brewing for ages. They really showed themselves up for this apology. It is as hollow as it gets. But I know KSI fans will eat it up. And this is KSI responding to a Jake Paul tweet. Such insecure clowns. Wade is quality. Plays it down the middle. Says things about me I don't like. But that just means he's keeping his opinion real. Now back to my vacation. He responds with this "you," and this is, "Get rid of anyone that plays both sides, no matter how much they mean to you. Loyalty to everyone is loyalty to no one." And, you know, I don't know, and again, I'm going to say this, I don't know much about the boxing scene, nor do I know much about numbers and stuff like that, but I don't know if I can fully disagree with the Wade guy. KSI and Jake Paul both have very childlike audiences. Alright, they're not very grown-up audiences that are going to care about this boxing and care about stuff like this. When you've got these pay-per-view matches, it's usually like Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, or, and I'm sorry if I got his name wrong, or was it Logan? No, it was Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. So, you know, and those both sold huge numbers. Why? Because it's a big-name boxing title, or a big up-and-comer that the boxing scene has been looking at for a while. And now here's Jake Paul, or now here is putting up two YouTubers against each other in a situation that would people really care about? I'm sure, like, KSI and Jake Paul fans would care about it, but would anyone else really care about it? Not really, and thus the numbers might be lower than anticipated. Why create an event you know is just going to lose money if you can make an event that's going to make even more money? You know, imagine you see, like, Jake Paul go up against Salt Poppy. I've seen people pay for these matches. Heck, I'd probably pay for that match and go watch it myself. You have people that stream these YouTube boxing events, but they usually match them up with people that have been in the fighting ring or the fighting scene for some time. Not many people in like the boxing community, I think, really care about Jake Paul or KSI. They just care to see, like, oh, did Salt Poppy win or did Floyd Mayweather win? So, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the numbers would be way higher for a Jake Paul versus KSI fight, but like I said, I doubt it personally. I think that the numbers don't line up. I think that it would be way better to, like, have Jake Paul go up against someone like Salt Poppy, or, God, I don't even know half the boxers in that scene, I'm going to be honest with you. Or to see, like, Logan Paul go up against Floyd Mayweather. I think those would sell more, you know, and I think there's an upcoming one from Jake Paul, or from the Paul's side of things. It's the Misfits boxing tournament, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get it up. It's right... Okay, maybe I'm not. It's right here. Got it. Let me bring this over to here so that everyone can see it, and then switch back to here. Yeah. Who's excited for Misfits 6? You know, and you can see that you've got, like, all these big names going up against each other. Yeah, and I don't know most of the people on this, but it's like, I'm going to assume that this is going to be selling a lot more numbers than KSI versus Logan Paul or Jake Paul. You know, we saw like how Deji did when it was Deji versus one of the Paul brothers. Those numbers were extremely low. More people came for the other fights than they did for the Deji fights. So, you know, that's kind of all I have to say about this topic. And that's kind of where I think I'm probably going to